In the quiet suburbs of New Jersey, Lloyd Banks stands outside his country-style home. A curved driveway winds past towering trees, and a sparkling pool glints in the backyard. A serene retreat that feels a world away from the flashing lights and pounding bass of hip-hop stages. It begs the question, why would a rapper who once topped the Billboard charts with 50 Cent and G-Unit choose such a low-key suburban life? In today's video, we're diving into Banks's New Jersey home, his wealth, and the private life most fans never see. But to understand how he got here, we have to rewind to Queens. Hit that like button and subscribe, because this story starts at the beginning. Christopher Charles Lloyd, better known as Lloyd Banks, was born in 1982 in New Carrollton, Maryland. But it was the streets of South Jamaica, Queens, that shaped him. Raised by his mother while his father spent much of his life in prison, he dropped out of school at just 16 to chase music full-time, taking his stage name from his great-grandfather. By the late 90s, Banks had teamed up with childhood friends 50 Cent and Tony Yayo, forming the core of what would become G-Unit. When Young Buck joined, the crew's mixtapes turned into global recognition, culminating in 2003's Beg for Mercy, a double platinum album that cemented G-Unit as a hip-hop powerhouse. While the group soared, Banks also stepped into his own spotlight. His 2004 debut solo album, The Hunger for More, was a commercial juggernaut. Fueled by the hit single On Fire, which topped the Billboard rap and R&B charts, the album hit #1 and went double platinum. For a moment, Lloyd Banks wasn't just 50 Cent's right-hand man. He was carving out his own lane. He followed up with 2006's Rotten Apple, an album brimming with Queen's grit and sharp lyricism. Though it didn't reach the same commercial heights, it solidified his reputation as one of rap's most skilled wordsmiths. In 2010, The Hunger for More 2 dropped, featuring the smash Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, bringing Banks back into heavy radio rotation. Hits like I'm So Fly, Karma, and Beamer, Benz, or Bentley became hip-hop staples, earning him a Grammy nomination in 2005. But what truly set Lloyd Banks apart wasn't just the charts. It was his dominance of the mixtape scene, proving he could hold his own anywhere in hip-hop. Between 2011 and 2015, Lloyd Banks cemented his reputation as the undisputed mixtape king with his Cold Corner series, especially the highly anticipated Cold Corner 3. These mixtapes were raw, lyrical masterclasses, keeping hardcore fans engaged, even when mainstream attention drifted elsewhere. After a quieter period, Banks made a major comeback in 2021 with The Course of the Inevitable, his first studio album in over a decade. Critics hailed it as a sharp, mature return, proof that he hadn't lost a step. Rather than chasing trends, Banks leaned into his role as an elder statesman of New York rap, delivering wisdom, grit, and no-nonsense bars. For fans, it was a reminder. Lloyd Banks is still a force to be reckoned with. But while his music career tells one story, the quieter chapters of Banks's life are written far from recording studios, in the suburbs. Tucked away in New Jersey, Banks's home couldn't be more different from what many might expect of a G-Unit star. Built in 1959, this country-style retreat sits on 3 acres and features 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. It's private, calm, and timeless. A far cry from flashy celebrity mansions. A curved driveway winds past towering old trees, shielding the home from the street. It's a classic suburban welcome, understated, dignified, and offering the privacy Banks clearly values after years in the public eye. Inside, the home strikes a perfect balance between comfort and style. Slate floors greet visitors in the foyer, leading into living and dining rooms anchored by a traditional fireplace. Large windows let in sunlight and frame serene yard views, giving the space a warm, relaxed feel. The kitchen is functional yet charming, with stone countertops, a gas stove, and a built-in oven, perfect for family meals or casual hosting. Unlike the oversized, ultra-modern kitchens you often see in celebrity homes, this one favors warmth and practicality, reflecting Banks's low-key personality. The true centerpiece is the 34 by 19-foot great room. Hardwood floors stretch wall to wall, and sliding glass doors open onto the patio, pool, and backyard. It's easy to imagine Banks unwinding here, trading the intensity of the stage for quiet evenings at home. Whether it's family gatherings, game nights, or simple relaxation, the room embodies a perfect balance of suburban peace and understated luxury. Other details, like hardwood floors throughout and a brand-new HVAC system installed in 2023, reinforce the home's comfort without screaming extravagance. Subtle, intentional, and personal. It's a space built for privacy, peace, and a life outside the spotlight. What makes this home so compelling is the contrast with Banks's image as a gritty Queen's wrapper. This isn't a flashy palace with neon lights and gold interiors. Instead, it's a mid-century gem, a private retreat, and a deeply personal space, a true reflection of the man behind the music. For Lloyd Banks, the New Jersey home isn't just a place to live, it's a statement. It reflects a life stage where family and quiet evenings matter as much as platinum records and Billboard hits. And yet, Lloyd Banks's New Jersey retreat isn't his only property. Before settling into suburban calm, he invested in a home that reflected his early success, a Long Island suburban dream, Huntington House, New York. Back in 2005, at the peak of G-Unit's dominance, Banks made one of his first major moves into real estate. A $1.3 million home in Huntington, Long Island. Fresh off platinum albums and sold-out tours, this property wasn't just a house, it was a statement. It marked the beginning of a lifestyle that balanced luxury with comfort. The house sits on a spacious lot, a stark contrast to the crowded streets of Queens where Banks grew up. From the moment you arrive, it makes an impression. A covered entryway and cascading waterfall welcome guests, signaling elegance and refinement. Inside, the home blends classic suburban warmth with high-end touches. The living room, centered around a fireplace, is cozy yet refined. A perfect spot for family gatherings or late-night studio brainstorming sessions. The dining room, with its coffered ceilings, adds a formal touch, ideal for milestone dinners, birthdays, or quiet evenings away from city noise. At the heart of the home is the open-concept kitchen flowing into the family room. Modern appliances and generous counter space make it functional and inviting. A place where meals can be prepared while conversations continue uninterrupted. For someone used to the fast pace of hip-hop life, it reflects a subtle shift toward family balance and home comfort. Upstairs, the master suite offers a private retreat with an ensuite bathroom, while 2 additional bedrooms provide space for guests or family. The lower level adds even more versatility. A family room with its own fireplace, walk-in closets, and ample storage, making it a flexible space for downtime, entertainment, or Banks's growing collections. But the standout feature is the backyard. It's like a private country club. A full-size pool glistens in the sun, a basketball court stands ready for casual games, a wide patio invites outdoor dining, and a covered porch offers shaded relaxation. It's a perfect entertainer's paradise and a family haven, where the sounds of water and laughter replace the roar of stadium crowds. Of course, a rapper's life isn't just about real estate. For Lloyd Banks, his driveway tells a story of its own, lined with sleek machines that reflect his taste for power, precision, and understated luxury. Car collection. Unlike some rappers in LA or Miami who flaunt massive fleets, Banks keeps his garage small, curated, and deeply personal. Every car is chosen with purpose, understated, powerful, and unmistakably G-Unit. At the top of the lineup sits the Lamborghini Aventador, a supercar that demands attention. Its 6.5-liter V12 engine pumps out 730 horsepower, rocketing from 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. Loud, aggressive, and dramatic, it mirrors the raw energy Banks brought to G-Unit. Step inside, and the cabin is all Alcantara leather, carbon fiber, and race-inspired bucket seats. A car built for adrenaline, not comfort. If the Aventador is pure speed, the Rolls-Royce Phantom is pure luxury. Valued at around $460,000, this sedan is a classic symbol of hip-hop success. Its V12 engine glides silently, while inside, hand-stitched leather, polished wood veneers, and the iconic Starlight headliner transform every ride into a private theater. For Banks, the Phantom is a rolling sanctuary, a statement of prestige without a single shout. On the sportier, more practical side, the Jaguar XKR blends acceleration with everyday usability. Its supercharged V8 delivers thrilling speed, while the sleek design makes it perfect for daily driving. It's subtle yet powerful, a car that reflects Banks's low-key approach without compromising performance. Rounding out the garage is the Mercedes-Benz S63 AMG, a luxury sedan favored by athletes, CEOs, and rappers alike. With 603 horsepower, it offers supercar-level performance in a sleek four-door package. Inside, plush leather, ambient lighting, and advanced tech combine comfort with dominance. The S63 AMG is Banks's ultimate low-key flex, commanding respect quietly without needing to shout. Just like his music, from gritty mixtapes to polished albums, Banks's cars embody duality, raw power paired with timeless elegance. His garage isn't about proving anything, it's a celebration of success, taste, and the finer things life now offers. But of course, cars are just one piece of the puzzle. To truly understand Lloyd Banks today, we have to look at the bigger picture, the empire he's quietly built, the streams of income that sustain him, and the net worth that cements his place in hip-hop's financial hierarchy. Income and net worth. Today, Lloyd Banks's net worth is estimated at around $10 million. While that might seem modest compared to hip-hop moguls like 50 Cent or Jay-Z, it's a testament to a career built on consistency, smart moves, and longevity, a rarity for rappers from his era. The backbone of Banks's fortune comes from music. His debut album, The Hunger for More, 2004, was a blockbuster, selling over 2 million copies worldwide and going double platinum. Follow-up albums like Rotten Apple, 2006, and HFM2, 2010, may not have matched that initial peak, but they still racked up solid sales and ensured his catalog continues to generate royalties. Being a key lyricist for G-Unit also keeps residuals flowing from group projects like Beg for Mercy, another multi-platinum hit. And thanks to streaming, Banks's music has found a second life. Tracks like On Fire, Karma, I'm So Fly, and Beamer, Benz, or Bentley are still playlist staples, especially for fans craving that golden era of 2000s hip-hop. For Lloyd Banks, the money isn't flashy. It's steady, smart, and a reflection of a career built to last. While streaming payouts aren't huge, consistent plays on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube bring in a reliable six-figure income each year. For a rapper who doesn't flood the market with new releases, it's proof that Lloyd Banks's music has staying power. Even without dropping albums annually, he's stayed visible and relevant on stage. His live shows, whether solo concerts or festival appearances, typically earn between $10,000 and $50,000 per performance, depending on the venue. Festivals and nostalgia tours keep him connected to fans, while private gigs allow him to command premium fees. Touring may not be his main income source today, but it's still an important piece of the financial puzzle. Banks also capitalized on endorsement deals with brands that fit his image. He's partnered with Reebok, Adidas, and Vitamin Water, tapping both mainstream and streetwear markets. While these deals didn't reach the astronomical heights of 50 Cent's Vitamin Water windfall, they still bolstered his income and kept his name in the spotlight. On top of that, Banks has dabbled in entrepreneurship, exploring opportunities outside music, proof that his hustle extends well beyond the recording studio. Lloyd Banks's independent label, Money by Any Means, says a lot about him, his mindset, his work ethic, and his desire to keep control over his music. While it never became a major industry powerhouse, it let him profit directly from his work, avoiding the massive cuts that big labels usually take. More recently, Banks has turned his attention to the cannabis industry, a natural move for savvy hip-hop entrepreneurs. With the market booming across the U.S., it's a space that promises growth and a way to diversify his income beyond music. When it comes to wealth in hip-hop, Lloyd Banks proves that you don't need to be the loudest star to secure the bag. He may not grab headlines like 50 Cent, but his financial story is a masterclass in low-key, sustainable success, built on smart moves, hard work, and staying true to himself. But there's another side to Lloyd Banks that doesn't make the headlines: his quiet, behind-the-scenes generosity. Philanthropy. Growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, Banks knows firsthand the challenges of the streets, and he's long given back to his community. He's supported education initiatives, helping fund school supplies, tutoring programs, and opportunities for kids who might not otherwise have access. For someone who left school at 16, investing in education is deeply personal, a way to give younger generations the chances he didn't have. Sports have also been a key focus of his giving. Banks has quietly backed local athletic programs in both Queens and New Jersey, understanding that, like music, sports can be a path out of hardship. From donating equipment to sponsoring small tournaments, his contributions provide safe, positive outlets for kids in neighborhoods that often lack resources. In short, Lloyd Banks's impact stretches beyond the stage and studio. He's building opportunities for the next generation, quietly shaping lives without ever seeking the spotlight. One of the clearest threads in Lloyd Banks's philanthropy is his focus on youth empowerment. Coming up from the tough streets of Queens and rising to international fame, he knows just how fragile that path can be, and how easily raw talent can be wasted without guidance. By supporting mentorship programs and community centers, Banks isn't just giving money, he's sending a message. Discipline, hard work, and perseverance can lead to real success. In a world where celebrity charity often feels like a PR move, Banks's approach stands out. He doesn't need social media applause or flashy headlines. The impact of his giving is felt where it matters most, in the communities themselves. His generosity reflects the essence of who he is, a man who values substance over show, quietly shaping lives without ever seeking the spotlight. Unlike 50 Cent's bold, headline-grabbing persona or some of the drama surrounding other G-Unit members, Lloyd Banks has always kept a low profile. And that extends into his life today. Personal life. Banks is a proud father of two: his daughter, Christina, born in 2016, and his son, Christopher Lloyd III. Fatherhood has grounded him, steering him away from the chaos and excess often associated with rappers at their peak. Friends say family is his true anchor, influencing both his decisions and his quiet approach to fame. When it comes to romance, Banks has had past links to model Yara Sanchez and singer Nicki B, relationships that occasionally bubbled up in gossip columns but never defined him. True to his nature, Banks keeps his personal life out of the spotlight, avoiding the drama of reality TV or social media oversharing, proving that some stars shine brightest quietly. Of course, Lloyd Banks's journey hasn't been all smooth sailing. Back in 2001, just before the 9/11 attacks, he survived a shooting in Queens. a stark reminder of the dangers of the streets he came up in. In 2005, he was arrested on gun possession charges, though they were eventually dropped. Then, in 2010, a legal controversy in Ontario, Canada, accusations of assault and robbery, briefly made international headlines. Serious moments like these never stopped him from moving forward, but they serve as a reminder of how thin the line can be between the streets and the spotlight. Feuds also marked parts of his career. The back and forth with the game shined a light on G-Unit's fractious history. And more recently, Banks's relationship with 50 Cent sparked speculation. Between 2020 and 2022, public tension grew, with 50 questioning Banks's ambition. Yet, despite the drama, both men still call each other brother, showing that the bonds formed during G-Unit's early days run deeper than any disagreement. Ultimately, Banks's personal life is a study in contrasts. A rapper once tied to the chaos of G-Unit's wild years now lives quietly as a family man in suburban New Jersey, embracing routine, fatherhood, and privacy, all while carrying the lessons, scars, and resilience forged in the fire of hip-hop's toughest era. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Lloyd Banks's world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story about music, lifestyle, and the hustle behind the fame.